Okay, welcome back students for your day 2 revision of CSEET Business Communication subject. So yesterday we completed with two big chapters that were chapter 4 and chapter 6. Okay, so now we are starting with day 2, which is concept of e-correspondence, which according to our content is your chapter 7. Okay, now yesterday when we started with chapter number 6, I had discussed the meaning of the word correspondence. Let's just revise it once again. What is correspondence? It is a written communication that is shared with an expectation to get reply is called correspondence. Okay, so I repeat, any written communication which is shared with an expectation to get a reply is called correspondence, and if it is done through internet, then it becomes e-correspondence. Okay, so when you share information, okay, and you get a reply, and if it is done through internet, then it is called as e-correspondence. Okay, now an MCQ has come on this topic, that is the topic of hyperlinks. Now what are hyperlinks? Suppose there is website A and website B. Both the websites are linked to each other via hyperlinks. How? Let's say, suppose for example, I go to the Wikipedia page of Salman Khan. Okay, I know it's not a website, but it's a web page. So you will have all the details given about Salman Khan, and in that there is going to be one word which will be written in blue color and it will be underlined. So as soon as you click on the word Katrina Kaif, a new web page will be opened which will be of Katrina Kaif. So I can say that the web page of Salman Khan and Katrina Kaif are linked to each other via hyperlinks. Likewise, when I see the web page of Katrina Kaif, there is going to be another word, Vicky Kaushal, which will be in blue color and again underline. As soon as I will click on the word Vicky Kaushal, a new web page will be opened which will be of Vicky Kaushal. So I can say the web page of Katrina Kaif and Vicky Kaushal is related to each other, is linked to each other via hyperlinks. Okay, in the exam, of course, they will not ask you what is the meaning of the word hyperlinks, but yes, this will come as a question, or I can say this has come as a question, that web pages or websites are linked to each other via hyperlinks. Now, what are web pages? Web pages are documents on the internet. Okay, so this can be text documents, it can have images, it can have videos, it can have photos, it can have emojis, etc. Okay, so web pages are documents on the internet. It can be text documents, it can be images, videos, photos, emojis, etc. It can be any of this or combination of any of this. Okay, and for this chapter, one instruction is to be given that web pages or World Wide Web will be considered as same. So you name it as web pages or you call it as World Wide Web, www, it will be the same. Okay, So this was a little bit of introduction. Now, to access the web pages, you will need internet. Also, you will need web browsers. Okay, so there should be internet and there should be web browsers. Without internet and web browsers, you cannot access the web pages. Okay, so you want to go to any website, you want to see or access any web pages, of course you need to have internet connection and there needs to be web browser. Okay, now this is also a topic, that is description about interaction buttons. Basically these are buttons of the web pages. Now here there are two topics on which the question has come. So let's see. One is the address bar and one is tab. Okay, the question that has come on address bar is this: address bar is also known as URL bar. Okay, so this has come as an MCQ, that address bar is also known as dash. Answer is URL bar. In the exam you will not get the full form, but yes, this MCQ has come that address bar is also known as dash URL bar. And what is address bar? Address bar is the place, is the location where you actually type the web page address. Okay, like if I want to type www.facebook.com, so the location, the place where you actually type the name, okay, that place is called as address bar. Next, what is tab option? Now see, suppose if I'm accessing like a web browser of let's say Google Chrome. Okay, so if I'm accessing Google Chrome, okay, I can open multiple web pages. Okay, let's say I can open the website of JK Shah classes, I can open amazon.com, I can open ICSI website. So multiple web pages can be opened, multiple web pages can be accessed through one web browser, and that can be done through tab. So what is tab? Allows you to view multiple web pages in the same browser. Okay, so on this even a true or false question can come, that tab allows you to view multiple web pages in different browser. Answer is not different browser, answer is same browser. Okay, all other points are quite easy and very much manageable. We have discussed this in the regular lectures as well. Okay, next is, now what is internet? See, this is very easy. Don't expect such easy questions to come in the exam. If it comes, of course, well and good, but if it does not come, then obviously there is no, don't expect such easy questions to come. But if it comes, it becomes scoring for you to attempt in the exam. Now, what is internet? Internet is network of networks. Okay, you can easily connect multiple devices all over the world through internet. Okay, so it's not just your phone, it's not just your computer, it can be any device. Okay, it can be your laptop, it can be your desktop, it can be your phone, or it can be any of the electronic devices which gets connected to internet. So we can connect, okay, all over the world with different multiple devices with the use of internet. Okay, now coming to the topic of history of email. Okay, let's just revise quickly history of email. There are different years and different events which have happened because of email. So let's see. First is the year 1965. in the year 1965, there is this institute, MIT, first time demonstrated the use of mailbox. Okay, so MIT is an institute which is named as Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Okay, there is this place in USA called as the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So they were the first institute that ensured that first time the use of mailbox is done, and it was shown in the year 1965. Then you have it in the year 1972. Almost after a gap of 8 years, there was a protocol created, that is FTP, that is File Transfer Protocol. What is the meaning of protocol? Rule. Now this protocol was used to send the email messages. Okay, why do you use this protocol? In the year 1972, it was used to send email messages. Okay, now what is this file transfer protocol? Okay, what was the drawbacks of it, that we will do once we finish the history. Okay, then in the year 1974, US military started using emails in its improved form. Okay, so in the year 1974, see, the thing about emails started from the year 1965. So almost there was a gap of 10 years. It's been a decade, and US military started using emails in its improved form, which made it more easier, which made it more better, which is why it was used in the year 1974. Next, in the year 1975, for the first time ever, email accounts were created. Okay, so first time ever, okay, email accounts were created. So what started in the year 1975 is also continuing in the year 2025 also, that if you want to access, okay, emails, if you want to send or receive emails, of course for that email accounts have to be created. Without creating email accounts, you cannot send or receive emails. So for the first time in the year 1975, email accounts were created. Next, in the year 1976, what happened? Emails were used for commercial purpose. Okay, what is commercial purpose? For business purpose. So for the first time ever in the year 1976, okay, emails were used for business purpose. Even today also, we use emails for business purpose, we use emails for commercial purpose. Whenever you order something online, okay, you get a email notification that the order is placed. Once the order is delivered, of course, you can send, you can get an email telling you that the order is confirmed. Next, early 1980s. Now what happened in the early 1980s? SMTP was created to send email messages. Now what is SMTP? Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Okay, again, this is a protocol, it is a rule. Like FTP was also created to send email messages. Likewise, SMTP was also created to send email messages. Both the protocols, okay, were used to send the email messages. So that means there was some drawback in FTP. which is why SMTP had to be created. So what is that drawback that we'll do in some time once we finish the history of email? And then last is early 1990s. What happened in early 1990s? Free and user-friendly email messages led to a boom in email usage. Here, boom means what? Increase. Okay, because using emails was free of cost, it was user friendly. Okay, it led to an increase, it led to a boom in email usage. Okay, like suppose for example, if I say like if to create an email account, you don't have to spend any money. To send email messages, you don't have to spend money. To receive email messages, you don't have to spend money. It is free of cost and it is user friendly. User friendly means it's not very difficult to use. Okay, it's not very complicated. Once if somebody uses the email messages, it becomes very easy for the person to understand and see to it how to send or receive emails. It's not very complicated. So because of these two reasons, there was an increase, there was a boom in the email usage. Okay, now what was the drawback in FTP? If you see here, file transfer protocol, the main drawback was that it created separate emails for every recipient and then dispatched it, which resulted in loss of precious memory space. Okay, so right now see, we are talking about a technology which was there in the year 1972. Okay, so now of course improvement has happened, things have changed. So here what happened was that if suppose in 1972 when FTP was used, let's say I wanted to send emails to 10 different recipients. Okay, so I couldn't send it all together, I couldn't send it all at once. I had to send the emails separately to 10 different people, because of which it was time consuming, and also 10 different emails had to be created. Okay, which led to like loss of memory space, and it was more tedious and time consuming to do that, which is why in the early 1980s SMTP was created. Okay, SMTP also had some drawback. There were cases of forgery. Okay, and there were forgery means like the data was misused, the data was compromised. There were email viruses, worms, spammers, etc. So these were some of the negative points of SMTP, which is why okay there was a drawback in SMTP as well. Now FTP and SMTP both were used to send emails. Likewise, there was POP, Post Office Protocol, was used in receiving the emails. Okay, so to receive the emails, the protocol that was used was Post Office Protocol. Okay, last is IMAP. Now what happens with IMAP, that is Internet Message Access Protocol. So what was in IMAP? Let's say if I'm going on like 10 days of holiday for Diwali. Okay, I don't want any kind of email messages, I don't want any kind of email disturbances. Okay, so I log out myself from my email account. Okay, so once I log out from my email message, I will see to it that I will not get the notification, but that does not mean I will stop receiving the emails. I will of course keep getting the emails, that is for sure, but once I log in, I will get the notifications. Okay, so even if I'm not signed in, even if I'm not logged in, still I will keep getting the email messages, and that is possible because of IMAP, that is Internet Message Access Protocol. Okay, so this was history of email. Post Office Protocol does not have any year mention, and IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, also does not have any year mentioned. Only the years are mentioned in the topic of history. Okay, one last point in history is Tomlinson is called as the father of email. Now, why Ray Tomlinson is called as a father of email? Because he was the one who decided to use the @ symbol in the email messages. Okay, so when I say abc@gmail.com, so that @ symbol, okay, to be used or not to be used was decided by Tomlinson. Okay. Now we will discuss a new topic, that is features of email. Now, what is the first feature of email? It is electronic mode. Okay, emails are electronic mode of communication. Second, it is cost effective. Okay, we just discussed it in the history that you do not have to spend money to create an email account. You do not have to spend money to send or receive email messages. Okay, you do not have to spend money, okay, for any other things related to email. Yes, of course, you have to have a proper device. You also have to have internet connection. Apart from that, there is no expenditure that is incurred to send or receive emails as well as to create an email account, which is why using emails becomes cost effective. Next is spam. Maximum question on history maximum questions on features of email has come on the point of spam. Now, what is spam? Spam are junk mails, unwanted mails, or unsolicited mails. Unwanted is only unsolicited. Okay, so emails which are of no use to us. Okay, emails which do not create like any usefulness to us, emails which do not create any benefits to us, it's just waste of time. So such emails are called as spam emails. Then you have is the search option. Now, search option helps you to find the email messages from the inbox. Okay, let's say suppose I have like 1,000 emails on my inbox. Okay, I want to find a particular email ID from my inbox. So I have two choices. I will either scroll the entire inbox, or I can use the search option, okay, which will be useful for me to find the email messages. So search option is useful to find a particular email message from the inbox. Next is email signature. Now, what are email signatures? Basically, they are digital signatures, okay, that are used to authenticate the email messages. Okay, like how you sign any document. Okay, there is a physical document, how you sign it. Okay, likewise, when there is a email you are sending, so the receiver should feel like secured. The receiver should feel that the email has come from an authentic source, which is why there is email signature. Now, what is included in the email signature? There is sender's name, there is designation, and there is company's name. Okay, you are not actually signing it. Okay, in the letters also we discussed signature, so there you are actually signing it because it's a physical document. Okay, but here it is digital, it is online. So here you have a sender's name, designation, and company's name. So this content is automatically added at the end of the email message. Once the email message is drafted, okay, this email signature automatically gets added at the end of the email, so that when you send the email to the right person, to your receiver, okay, the receiver knows that the email has come from an authentic source. Okay, next is attachments. Now what are attachments? Apart from text messages, okay, if I want to send you a PDF copy through email, okay, I want to send you like any photos, any videos through emails, then I can do that with the help of attachments. So I can send or receive emails, okay, through attachments in the emails. Then you have is cloud storage. What is cloud storage? Basically, it is online storage of data. Okay, so what happens because of cloud storage? Data can be accessed from anywhere, and device storage space is saved. Okay, let's say, suppose if I have my own email ID and password, so I can open my email ID in your device also. It's not necessary that I need to have my own phone, I need to have my own laptop to, you know, access the emails. If it is your phone, if it is your laptop, if I know the ID password, I will be able to access it from anywhere. And whatever data I have, okay, on my email, if it is saved on the email itself, my device storage will not get full. My device storage will be saved, because everything is getting stored online. That is cloud storage. Next you have is change of workplace. See, work is not changing, the place of doing work is changing. Okay, so like I can, it's not necessary that I'll have to sit in the office only to access emails. Okay, I can access emails anywhere, from my home also, from my from any cafe also, or maybe if I'm traveling on the train, or I'm at the railway station, or I'm at the airport. Of course, wherever I am accessing it from, I need to have the internet connection, which helps me to access the emails from anywhere. Next is email packages. Now what are email packages? Email packages, one of the common examples of it is MS Outlook. Now this email packages is used to customize or personalize the email setup. Okay, suppose for example I want to, like, keep my email screen blue in color. Okay, I can do that with the help of packages. Okay, I want the font style to be bold, italic, I want it to be underlined. Yes, all these options I can use to personalize or customize the packages with the use of MS Outlook. And the last is interface. Okay, what is interface? Now interface is basically user experience. Okay, and the better the interface, better is going to be the user experience. Okay, suppose for example, let's say today is assuming it is Friday. Now there is long weekend, everybody is enjoying Diwali. Okay, so I'm going to resume office, let's say after a week. Okay, I have a week long holiday, so I want to send email, okay, next week to somebody at, let's say, morning 9 a.m. but I'm worried, what if I don't reach my office on time? Okay, because of the holiday season or because of some other, reason which is not in my control. What if I get late? So here I will schedule the email today itself, and I will be able to, like, schedule it for next week Monday. So even if I don't reach office, at least my email will reach my receiver. So this has made it convenient, this has made it better. So better the interface, better is the user experience. So better convenient is the email interface, better it is going to be for the users to use it. Okay, so maximum question has come on spam. Okay, now this is very easy. Features of email accounts, quite easy. Question has come on this. Trash. What are trash emails? So trash is a folder where you actually delete the email. So when the emails are deleted, it goes in the trash folder, and you can permanently, okay, like if the emails are in the trash folder and after few days, like around after 30 days, it is permanently deleted from the trash folder. Okay, next there's a point, that is email accounts has the following options. This is also very easy, not very difficult. Okay, you can do this on your own, it's quite self-explanatory. Then you have is some basic guidelines and action points to be followed. So this is the do's and don'ts of sending or receiving emails. Okay, so when you send or receive emails, what are the things you should do and what are the things you should not do? So the list is given here. Okay, read these points and then we discuss. Okay, it's very easy, do's and don'ts. It comes in the form of fill in the blanks also it comes in the form of true or false also. So I'm just giving you 2-3 minutes, read, it's very easy, quite self-explanatory, then we discuss. So what are the do's and don'ts they have discussed? Firstly, we should use proper grammar, proper spellings, avoid any kind of spelling errors. Do not use any kind of emojis or emoticons. Keep official email account and personal email accounts separate from each other so that confusion doesn't happen. The official emails and personal emails should not mix with each other. Then, if I do not like receiving spam emails, I should not be spamming others' email also. Okay, so sometimes, it gets annoying, it gets irritating if we keep sending emails to the receivers. What if the receivers do not want it? Okay, so stop spamming others, but see, it's part of marketing technique. If you don't keep sending the emails, how the customers will know about your product or the service? But yes, don't like overdo it that the customer just doesn't want to get associated with you in any sense. Then whatever attachments you have that you want to send or receive through emails, the size should be limited. Okay, keep like a certain MBs, 10 MB, 20 MB, whatever size. Again, it's not compulsory, you can do it, and that is possible. Okay, just to ensure there is data security, virus is, there is no virus attack, etc. Keep standard signature. Standard signature means consistent. Okay, it should not be like you keep changing your email signatures every now and then. Keep it same, consistent throughout. Respond promptly. Okay, so give like a quick reply, quick response. Okay, don't try to like delay the reply, it doesn't look professional. Within a gap like of maximum 24 hours, give a reply. Okay, if it is possible to do it 1-2 hours also, that is also nice. Okay, keep checking your emails 2-3 times a day. Whatever old emails you have, keep deleting it from your inbox, otherwise your inbox will get full. And carefully use the reply and reply all option. Okay, reply will be used on one-to-one basis if you have to reply. Reply all will be used when you have to reply at once, okay, to multiple people. Next is email etiquettes. Here also question has come from email etiquettes. This is also like basically the do's and don'ts. Okay, whatever you want to do, what you don't want to do, that is your email etiquettes. Okay, first is mind your manners. This means whatever email etiquettes you have to follow them. Don't try to disagree. There are some basic etiquettes which all of us have to follow while sending or receiving emails. Please do that. Second is use proper salutation. Okay, address people you don't know. Basically, use proper salutation, like you can use dear sir, madam, or you can also write dear Mr. A or Miss A. Okay, so depending on the sender and receiver, what kind of relations are, according to that salutations should be used. Watch your tone. Okay, watch your tone means again be polite, be courteous, be respectful, be friendly. Don't try to be rude. Don't try to be impolite, don't be disrespectful. Be concise, that is keep the content short and brief, keep it concise. Next, be professional. Now here there are topics like jargons. Now what are jargons? Jargons are technical words, okay, or I can say difficult words. Okay, so there is nothing wrong in using jargons or abbreviations. Now what are abbreviations? Abbreviations are short forms. Okay, so there is nothing wrong in using jargons or abbreviations. Jargons and abbreviations can be used, okay, if you know that the person is going to understand those jargons, if you know that the receiver is going to know the full form of the abbreviation. See, if you randomly use jargons and if the receiver does not know the meaning of it, okay, it's not going to make sense using it. And likewise abbreviations also, if the receiver does not know the full form of the abbreviation, then it doesn't make sense to use the abbreviation. So using jargons and abbreviations is not wrong. Okay, use it when the receiver is aware of the jargons and aware of the abbreviations. I will explain what is CC and BCC once I finish chapter number 7. I have not yet completed chapter number 7 revision. Okay, I will come to what is CC, BCC. So whoever is putting in the chat box to explain CC, BCC, of course I will do it. Let me just finish the topics first. Towards the end of chapter 7, I will revise it. Next, proper spellings and grammars should be there, and wait to fill the to in the email address. Now when you write the email address, okay, in the to you write receiver's email, okay, and in the from it is sender's email. So what they are trying to say is, first draft the entire email, okay, later on towards the end add the receiver's email ID, okay, because you don't know, okay, what if there is some mistake, you can just cross check, you can just proofread. Suppose for example you write the email address first, receiver's email address, and then you start drafting the email. By mistakenly, okay, if you click on the send button, then in that case incomplete email can reach the receiver, so don't do that, okay. Keep your receiver's email ID at the last. Finish drafting the email, see to it all the spellings etc is right or wrong, and then at the end add receiver's email address, okay. Then you have is advantages and disadvantages of email. Now there are 4 points which are really contrasting each other, really opposite each other. See, if you see the advantages and if you see the disadvantages, let's see. First here, email is fast. Okay, when I say email is fast, it means that sending the email is fast. Okay, as soon as you click on the send button, okay, within seconds your email will reach the receiver. Likewise, if you see in the disadvantage, it is written time consuming. It means email drafting is time consuming. Okay, you cannot draft the email like within seconds. You'll have to think about the content. You'll have to see to it, okay, what message you want to send, what words you want to add, what attachments you want to add. So drafting of email is time consuming, but sending the email is fast. Then emails transmission is secure and reliable. Now see, if my email password is protected, okay, and I am the only person who is using the device, multiple users are not using the device, I am the only one who is using the device, then in that case I can say, I can consider emails to be secure and reliable. So if my email password is protected and if multiple users do not use the same device, then I can say that the emails are more secured and reliable mode of communication. Next, if you see here, security is a disadvantage. It means if suppose the email password gets leaked, okay, what if the data gets leaked, any confidential information will be lost, or if multiple users are using the same device. Let's say I have a laptop, there are 10 different people using the same laptop. So while I was accessing the email, okay, I forgot to log out. A person who will come after me, okay, can access the content that I have. So security becomes a disadvantage in this case if the email password gets leaked or multiple users use the same device. So both the points of advantages and disadvantages are correct in their own ways depending on the situation and condition. Next, managing email is easy. See, everything is electronic. There is no need to print anything. There is no need to have a physical existence of the information. Everything is online, which is why it is easy to manage. Next, email is inexpensive. It is cost effective. Okay, there is no, there is no need to spend money to open an email account. Sending or receiving emails is free of cost. Okay, except your internet connection, no other expenses are incurred while you are sending or receiving emails. It is easy to filter. Okay, you can divide your emails in different folders as per your requirement, as per your choice. So, of course, emails are easy to filter. Next, it is impersonal communication. Impersonal communication means there is no face-to-face communication. Okay, it's not necessary that the sender and receiver will be present face-to-face. Okay, I can be sitting in Mumbai, my receiver can be sitting anywhere in the world, so I can send them the email wherever I want, but we both will not be face-to-face present. Next is misunderstanding. Because there is no face-to-face communication, there is going to be misunderstanding, there is going to be an issue. So which is why there is a possibility of misunderstanding because there is no face-to-face communication happening. Vulnerability. Vulnerability is sensitive, okay? There is a possibility that of course data can be leaked, data can be lost. What if there is a virus attack? Okay, what if there is a hard drive gets crashed? My data will get leaked. My data will, will not get protected. If I've taken a backup, of course I can use it again. But what if I have not taken a backup? Then it becomes vulnerable. And last is it depends on internet connection. Of course, without internet, you cannot expect to send or receive emails. You need to have internet connection to send or receive emails. Okay. Read these 4 points, which out of these 2 points we have already discussed in the disadvantages also. Okay, in the form of important points, you can read this. Okay, now we are doing with the last topic is intranet. Now, what is intranet? If you divide the word intranet, intra is internal and net is internet. So, when the internet facility is used by the employees within the organization, it becomes intranet. Whoever is on the intranet server will be able to use the intranet. Okay, so suppose if I am working in an organization, okay, I want to punch the attendance online. Okay, so when I punch the attendance online, that is nothing but intranet. And why am I able to do it? Because I'm working in the organization. Okay, my name is present on the intranet server, which is why I'm able to punch the attendance. Whoever is not working in this organization will not be able to punch the attendance online. So, what is intranet? Internet facility which is used by the employees within the organization. Whoever is on the intranet server will be able to use the intranet. Now, what is extranet? When the internet facility is extended by the organization to the people outside the organization who are associated with the organization. This is extranet. So what is extranet? When the internet facility is extended by the organization to the people who are in the external environment, who are outside the organization, who are somehow related, associated with the organization, is extranet. Now, if suppose I am the account holder of Axis Bank, okay? Now, Axis Bank extends its mobile banking facility, its internet banking facility to me. So, when that internet banking facility is extended to me, mobile banking facility is extended to me because I am the account holder, that is extranet. Okay, I am not working in Axis Bank, but somehow I am associated with Axis Bank because I am the account holder. So this is the meaning of intranet and extranet. Let's do the benefits. What is the benefit of intranet? There is workforce productivity. Okay, you are able to find the information faster. Employees will be getting the information faster, quick, which is why it is time saving and which is why the efficiency and productivity of the employees will increase. So there is workforce productivity, efficiency is better, time. Okay, you are able to share the information on as needed basis. That is nothing but need to know basis. This we had discussed in yesterday's live session. What is need to know basis? okay, in the topic of reports and in the topic of MIS also. So you can refer to that concept of need to know basis. So need to know basis is there in intranet also, MIS also, as well as business reports also. Next is communication. Okay, so it helps you to share the latest information. It helps you to distribute the information faster, latest information. Opportunity to keep up to date. That means you are able to communicate the latest information. Web publishing. Here, web means internet. Publishing means when you upload it. Okay. So, whatever information is there related to the organization, when you upload it on the intranet server, like let's say Diwali season is going on, I want to inform all my employees that tomorrow is a holiday. So when I inform this that tomorrow is a holiday, I will upload this information, okay, on my intranet server, so that whoever are my employees, whoever is part of my organization, everybody will get to see the information. So you can upload the content, you can upload the instructions, you can upload the information through intranet. Intranet helps you to support the business operations and take decisions. Cost effective. Okay, what is cost effective? You are able to view the information online. There is no need to maintain any kind of physical documents, no need to maintain any manuals or any kind of documents. Everything is online, so which saves money on printing, duplicating documents, environment, etc. Enhances collaboration. Now, what is enhances collaboration? Yesterday we had done this in MIS also. If there are different departments, if there are different branches, everybody can work together as a team. Everybody can work together in collaboration, which is because of intranet. Promotes common corporate culture. You are able to view the same information. Okay, so suppose if I say that tomorrow is a holiday, so everybody will get the same information that tomorrow is holiday. It will not be like holiday is on Tuesday or holiday is on Monday. If I say that Sunday is a holiday, okay, so this information is going to be given to everyone. Okay, and it will be the same information. It's not like somebody will read Wednesday, somebody will read Tuesday. No, it is going to be the same information. Next, immediate updates. Okay, you will get all the live changes, that is nothing but latest information. And last, MIS. Okay, this we are not discussing here. We had discussed MIS yesterday, but here one example is given: timekeeping system, that is attendance. Okay, fine. Now discussing what is CC. Now, as per email, CC means carbon copy. In the letter, CC was copy circulated. Now, when is CC used? Used when receivers know each other and their email IDs are not to be kept confidential. Okay, I will explain. Just give me 1 second. BCC, blank carbon copy or blind carbon copy, used when receivers do not know each other and their email IDs are to be kept confidential. Okay, so suppose for example all of us work in the same organization. I am the sender, you all are my receivers. Do we have to remember every point or just read once? It is a MCQ based exam that you are giving. You will have to understand the concepts and read every point. By reading once, how can you solve a 50-mark topic? Whoever is asking this question in the chat box. Okay, so suppose for example if I am working in an organization, okay, and all of us are working together, so and I want to send information to you all. Now you all know each other, I know everybody because I am the sender, but receivers also know each other, so I do not have to keep your email IDs confidential. Okay, because receivers know each other, and because receivers know each other, I do not want to hide the information, I do not want to hide the email ID, which is why I can use CC. Now what is BCC? When the receivers, let's say I want to send email IDs, email message to my family members also and to my colleagues also. Now my colleagues do not know my family members and my family members also do not know my colleagues. So here both the parties are not knowing each other, and because both the parties are not knowing each other, I have want to keep the email IDs confidential. I do not want the email IDs to get leaked, which is why I will use BCC. Okay, so because I want to keep the email IDs confidential, I want to keep the email IDs hidden. I do not want others to know the email IDs because the receivers do not know each other. In that case, I will use the concept of BCC. Okay, so this is your topic of chapter 7. Distinguish and all, I'm sure it's very easy for you to cover. It's not very difficult. Okay. Okay, let's take 5 minutes break and then we start with chapter 5. Okay, so as of now we've completed chapter 4, 6, 7. After this we'll start with chapter 5. Okay, next we are starting is chapter number 5, listening skills. Again, it's a very small chapter, not a very big chapter. Okay, before we discuss the content of listening skills, we will understand the distinguish, we will understand the bifurcation of what is listening. Now, listening is an activity which requires focus, which requires attention and understanding. Okay, so when you listen to someone, okay, you are focusing on what the speaker is saying, you are paying attention on what the speaker is saying, and also you are trying to understand what the speaker is saying. So that is the activity of listening. While you are listening, you focus on verbal as well as non-verbal messages. Okay, so while you are listening, okay, you focus on what is being said as well as the body language, okay, how it is said, whether the person is confident, whether the person is nervous, whether the person is angry, whether the person is overexcited. So while you are listening, you focus on the words as well as you focus on the body language also, that is non-verbal messages. Next is hearing. Now what happens in hearing? Hearing is a physiological process. Okay, when I say hearing is a physiological process means what? Let's say ears are part of our body structure. If the ears are functioning properly, if the ears are working properly, of course we will be able to hear the things automatically. So hearing is an involuntary activity. Okay, when I say involuntary activity, that means it is automatic. Okay, without putting any efforts, you can do the hearing. Okay, so like suppose for example, if I am in stuck in traffic, okay, even before like I put my efforts, I will be able to hear the sounds of the horns around me, which makes it an involuntary activity. So even without putting efforts, okay, you will be able to see the so you will be able to hear the sounds around you, so that is hearing. But listening needs efforts. Like right now, if you're sitting in this lecture, okay, and if you are focusing, if you are putting efforts, if you are trying to understand, it's by choice. Okay, you have to put efforts, it's not going to happen automatically. Okay, so that is the difference between listening and hearing. Now there are 3 purposes of listening skills. If you see here, why are listening skills important? Here we will think about the purpose. First is building relations. Okay, so suppose for example, if I want to build and maintain good relations, whether it is formal or informal doesn't matter, till the time you don't talk, till the time you don't listen, okay, you will not be able to build good relations. Till the time you are not like putting efforts, okay, just talking is also not sufficient. You need to give space to the other person, so that when the other person talks, you are able to listen to that person carefully. So building relationships, whether it is formal or informal, okay, for that proper listening is to be done. Next, learning new skills. Okay, let's say I want to learn cooking. Okay, so when if person tries to um, explain me, when the any person is trying to teach me to cook, I will have to listen to the instructions properly. Only then I will be able to do that activity of cooking properly. Only then I will be able to learn the skill of cooking. And the last is performing effectively. Okay, so if I learn the skill properly, if I'm able to learn that skill properly, why will I be able to learn it? Because I'm listening carefully. And if I listen carefully, if I learn properly, I will be able to perform that skill also properly. Okay, so if I want to like make that whatever cooking has been taught to me, if I want to make it independently without anybody's help, because if I want to perform it properly, okay, I will be able to do it only if I have learned new skill and only if I have listened to the instructions carefully. Okay, so these are the three purposes of listening skills. Next you have is type of listening skills. One is deep listening. Now, what happens in deep listening when you pay attention, okay, when you focus, that means you are doing deep listening. Okay, so when you pay attention, when you focus, when you concentrate properly on the content, okay, of what the speaker is saying, I can say that you are doing deep listening. Next is full listening. Now, what happens in full listening? In full listening, the listener understands the message completely. Okay, as a listener, when you understand the information completely, whatever the sender is sending, this becomes full listening. Okay, so even though deep listening and full listening are different from each other, without deep listening, there cannot be full listening. See, if I want to understand the information completely, I will have to pay attention. Okay, without concentration, without putting the focus, okay, I will not be able to understand the information completely. So even though deep listening and full listening are different from each other, but both the topics are connected and related to each other. Next you have is critical or judgmental listening. Now, what happens in a critical or judgmental listening? When does judgmental listening happen? Okay, it happens when the thinking of sender and receiver do not match. Okay, let's say I am the speaker right now, you are the listener. So if our thought processes don't match, of course we will judge each other. See, when you will not judge someone, when your thinking and the other person's thinking is same. But when the thinking, the perception of sender and receiver is different, okay, of speaker and listener is different, that's when there is critical or judgmental listening happening. So right now, if as a sender and if as a receiver, as a listener and as a speaker, if the thinking, if the perception is opposite, is different, that's when it will be critical or judgmental listening. Okay, and the last is therapeutic listening. Now, what happens in a therapeutic listening? The listener gives solution to the speaker. Okay, suppose as a speaker, I share my problem with you, I share anything with you, and on the basis of that information as a listener, okay, if you give me a solution, if you try to, tell me that, okay, this is a solution of it. So I can say that you have done therapeutic listening. Okay, so it's not like always therapeutic listening is always going to be happening with doctors only. It is always going to be happening with a therapist only. No, anybody with whom you share any information, okay, and on the basis of that information, if the person tries to give you solution, okay, that person is doing therapeutic listening. Okay, now the other topic is very easy, that is how to practice effective listening skills. Here we will do 2 points, that is the point of practice objectivity and the point of reflect. Okay, so if you want to become a good listener, okay, if you want to do effective listening, if you want to have effective listening skill, okay, two things you have to do. First is practice objectivity. Now, what is practice objectivity? Understand. Like, suppose, for example, if my thinking and your thinking is different, okay, my perception and your perception is different. So, even if the perceptions are different of both of us, when I am sharing something with you, you should keep an open mindset. Okay, you should, I'm not telling you to agree to what I'm saying, but at least listen with an open mindset. That is practice objectivity. Okay, similarly, if you are sharing some information with me, okay, and I have a different perception about it, if I have a different thinking about it, okay, so I should also keep my mindset open. Okay, I should keep my mindset open and at least listen to you. Okay, to agree or not to agree is completely my choice. Like, suppose if I say, for example, let's say, um, solo trip. Okay, now you support the concept of solo trip. I am against the concept of solo trip. Okay, so here both our thinkings are different. Okay, you are like liking the concept of solo trip. I do not enjoy or like the concept of solo trip. So when you are talking something good, positive about solo trip, I should keep my mindset open. Okay, at least I should listen to you. To agree or not to agree is my choice. Similarly, if I talk some negative points, some points against the concept of solo trip, okay, you should keep your mindset open. If you want to agree or not to agree is going to be completely your choice. Okay, next is the concept of reflect. Now, what is reflect? Okay, think about a mirror. Okay, if suppose you are wearing a white outfit, okay, and you look yourself in the mirror, it is going to look white only. If you are wearing a red outfit and if you see yourself in the mirror, it is going to look red only. Okay, so whatever you are, your appearances, the same is going to be reflected, the same is going to be seen in the mirror. Okay, similarly, let's say, suppose if I give you any advice, okay, if I give you any suggestion, if I give you any opinion, if you want good results, okay, if you want to achieve something, whoever is giving you an advice, whoever is an expert person, reflect to that advice. Okay, listen carefully and implement it. Okay, because if that person is an expert person, only then that person will be able to give you the right advice confidently. And if you agree and if you listen to that person's advice, you will be able to reflect it, you will be able to share it. Okay, you will be able to see the results. That is reflect. Okay, so suppose for example, right now these revision sessions are going on. Whoever is taking the revisions for you, whoever is coming and giving you advice, giving you suggestions, everybody is an expert person. So implement that advice after listening. Okay, we are talking with experience, we are talking with our knowledge, okay, which is going to help you to achieve good results in your exam. So when a speaker is talking something, okay? And as a listener, if you want to implement the advice, okay, you will have to listen carefully, and only then you will be able to implement it, which is nothing but the concept of reflect, okay? So to reflect and to be objective, that is how you can be an effective listener. Okay, there are some barriers in effective listening. Okay, there are some points which are very similar to what we had done in chapter number 4, like psychological barriers, physical communication barriers, language barriers, emotional barriers. So that is covered in chapter 4, what we had discussed yesterday. Here, if you see, last barrier is the barrier of bias. Now, what is this barrier of bias? Understand? It's exactly the opposite of practice objectivity. What did I teach you in practice objectivity was keep an open mindset. Okay, when when you are listening to someone, okay, to agree or not to agree is completely your choice. Okay, here bias means what? Understand? It means that, okay, like you are having a closed mindset. Like if I repeat the same example again about a solo trip, let's say you support the concept of solo trip and I do not support the concept of solo trip. So when I tell you some negative points of solo trip, you are just not ready to listen. Okay, you have kept your assumptions with you. You are having a closed mindset. You are having an orthodox thinking that you are just not ready to listen. Okay, I'm not telling you to agree to me. I'm not forcing you to agree to me, but at least you should listen, okay, with an open mindset. But if you don't listen, okay, that is the barrier of biasness. So bias includes prejudice. Prejudice is past experiences, assumptions based on appearance, gender, race, religion, or any other factors. That means as a listener, you are having a closed mindset. That is the problem. That is the, like barrier of biasness. Okay, this is how to overcome listening barriers. Again, solution. In chapter number 4 also we have done solutions to communication barriers. Here it is like getting solutions of listening barriers. Okay, in that one point is there, practice reflecting instead of deflecting. That means if somebody is trying to give you an advice, at least try to implement it once. Okay, that is reflect. Okay, if on the first go only, okay, if you go against your speaker, it will not look good. Okay, okay, if you counter question, if you have a query, if you have a doubt, it is okay. But if you straight away deny the advice that is given to you, you straight away do not, you say I don't want to implement the advice, then that is deflecting. At least try to implement the advice once. At least try to see how it is going to be helpful to you. If it is helpful to you, well and good. If it is not helpful, don't take the advice, don't implement it. Nobody is forcing, nobody is pushing you, okay, to take the advice. But rather than, like retaliating, rather than going against, at least try to reflect it once. Okay, now with respect to chapter number 3, I want to give you a clarification that this is completely like, like those fill in the blanks, uh, like sentence correction and passages. So for this we have kept a separate MCQ topic. So we will cover in that topics of MCQ when we will do. We are not going to like completely revise chapter number 3 because there is nothing to revise as such. There is no theoretical concepts. Okay. And with respect to chapter number 8, okay, please see to it if you have any, words which you want me to revise, because there are like more than 200, 300 words. Of course, 200, 300 words are not going to be revised all over again. Okay, we have discussed each and every word in the regular lectures. So if there is any word which you don't know, if there is word if any word which you don't remember or it is difficult for you to understand, you can mark it towards the end of this YouTube live. We will discuss so that you understand what all words are there. Okay, so as you can see the index now, okay, there is the topics which we have covered is chapter 4, 5, 6 and 7. This we will do when we do the MCQs. This you will have to tell me what words you want me to revise. Okay, and for chapter 1 and 2 also, okay, we have a proper MCQs that we have prepared, which will cover chapter 1 and 2. Okay, so right now we are taking half an hour break. We will start after half an hour and we will focus on these grammar based chapters. Okay, so let's take 30 minutes break. We will finish the session today early. Okay, we will not be needing it till 5:30. Okay, so as of now, because we have completed the theory chapters revision, before starting the revision session for the grammar based chapters, let's take half an hour of break and then we continue. Okay, so now we are starting with these 3 chapters. We will do the fill in the blanks. We will do the fill in the blanks options for these 3 topics. Okay, so let's first focus on the MCQs. Okay, please be interactive. Okay, let's see. First, which statement has the most appropriate article? So here the question is on articles. Have you finished reading a book I lent you? Have you finished reading the book I lent you? Have you finished reading on book I lent you? Have you finished reading book I lent you? Answer is, have you finished reading the book I lent you? Which of the following sentences is grammatically correct? I will be go to school. I go to school daily. I will go to school yesterday. I goes to school. Answer is, I go to school daily. In which of the following sentences 4 words or phrases are underlined? If there is any mistake with regard to grammar or usage, it is in the underlined part only. Identify the incorrect part. So in this entire sentence, there is a part of the sentence which is incorrect. We have to identify that incorrect part. 5 gallons of petrol are not enough to cover the distance. So here 5 gallons of petrol is not enough to cover the distance. So R is not right, it has to be is. So here part B is incorrect. Next, it was raining so heavily that it looked as if the dash goddess was dash the world. As if the rain goddess was raining the world. Arrange the parts of the sentences in proper sequence. The CEO was not scared of making the right decision despite a loss in profit. A, C, B, D. Pick the most effective word from the given words to fill in the blank to make sure the sentence is meaningfully complete. The proud king turned a deaf ear to the dash of the wise counselors. Advice. Here it is going to be the noun, not the verb. Okay, so when we do homophones and homonyms, ADVICE is a noun. ADVISE is a verb. Next, identify the meanings of the proverb, actions speak louder than words. People who talk too much often make mistakes. Talking loudly is not polite. The volume of one's speech is not important. What people do is more significant than what they say. The term sub judice means under judicial consideration. Okay, this is like a foreign word, and also it is there in chapter 8 also. Sub judice means a case which is pending, yet the decision is not taken, yet the judgment is not taken, that is sub judice. Meaning of the word miscommunication. Using the wrong medium to communicate, using the wrong language, disturbance in the channel of communication, the receiver not perceiving the intended meaning of the message. Answer is option D. When the receiver is not able to understand, it is miscommunication. Which of the following statements about communication is true? Ineffective communication produces at least sometimes good results to the sender. Ineffective communication is vague, incomplete, incorrect, and difficult to understand. Ineffective communication in an organization sometimes helps in decision making. Ineffective communication is rarely the breeding ground of misunderstanding and mistrust. Which is True. Answer is option B. It is vague, incomplete, incorrect, and difficult to understand. Noise that comes from any source can enhance the communication, facilitate the communication, encourage the communication, affect the communication. Answer is affect. Noise is a physical barrier. Okay, it is going to affect the communication. Which of the following statement conveys the meaning of internal communication network? It is a pattern of directions in which information flows in the organization. It is the channel used to pass on information to the customers and clients. It is a process in which criticism flows in the organization from down to top. It is a pattern of direction in which information is obtained from the customers. Answer is option A, flows in the organization. Complete the sentence. At the time, the employees were worried about dash their jobs. The chairman's message of retaining all employees came as a dash announcement. Answer is option A, about losing their jobs came as a welcome announcement. All of the following are features of vertical network except it is usually between superior and subordinate. It is not an informal communication. Immediate feedback cannot be obtained. Vertical network is a two-way communication. So 3 options are features, 1 is not. Immediate feedback cannot be obtained. Under this communication network, all members of the group communicate with each other and exchange information. Answer is star network. Okay, it's a free flow of communication. Anybody can talk to anyone within the organization. Which of the following is an advantage of developing listening skills? Effective listening is sometimes not so important as learning new skills. Listening closely to the advice of your mentors you can manipulate them. Listening intently can be an hindrance. Good listening can help you build and maintain positive relations in the workplace. Answer is option D. Of course, it helps to build relations within the organization. It is useful to provide dash in longer sentences. This helps the reader find out in the first instance what the contents of the letter are. Answer is subject heading. So if the letter has a subject, it gives the purpose of the letter. Which of the following explains the meaning of report correctly? The term report can be defined as a subjective presentation of information that helps in personal growth. The term report can be defined as an absolute subjective presentation of information that cannot help in decision making. The term report can be defined as an orderly and objective presentation of information that helps in decision making and problem solving. The term report can be defined as an emotional presentation that provides a logical solution. Answer is option C. MIS is composed of dash, that is part of the overall unified system. Answer is subsystem, that is different groups, different modules. Purpose of MIS is to reduce management clashes, allocate different types of resources to different functional areas, to increase labor output, to help in recruitment. Answer is to allocate different types of resources to different functional areas. All of the following are benefits of intranet except it enables efficient knowledge sharing and collaboration, results in enhanced internal communication, provides access to resources and self-service tools, shows the potential for information overload. Answer is option D. Which of the following is a true statement? The level of security in transmitting email messages is highly compromised. Compared to telephone, phone calls, etc., email is expensive. Managing email is easy because one can manage all the correspondence on screen. Emails cannot be delivered instantly from one's office to anywhere in the world. Answer is option B. It is expensive. That's one second. Which of the following is a true statement? Okay. Answer is option C. Okay, that it is easy to manage. Everything is online. There is no need of any physical, documents to be kept. Which of the following is a feature of trash in a computer or digital device? Permanent deletion of files without the possibility of recovery, automatic organization and categorization of files, temporary storage for files because they are permanently removed, enhanced file security through encryption. Answer is permanent deletion of files without possibility of recovery. In 1965, Dash was the first to demonstrate the use of the first email system known as mailbox. Answer is MIT. Annuity is Dash. Program listing items of business to be transacted in a meeting. Process by which the correctness of the decision of lower court is questioned in the high court. Fixed sum of money payable for the whole part of person's life under the terms of an insurance policy or will. Party appealing a decision or judgment to a higher court. Answer is option C. Fixed sum of money payable for the whole or part of person's life under the terms of an insurance policy or will. Which of the following best describes the word budget? Ongoing expenses not directly connected to creating a product or service, anything that gives value to its owners, something an individual receives for providing goods or service, an estimation of revenue and expenses over a specified future period. Bank rate is maximum borrowing lending rate decided by a local bank, maximum lending borrowing rate decided by overseas bank, maximum borrowing lending rate decided by SBI, maximum lending borrowing rate decided by RBI. Answer is option D. Litigant means a formal document, a party to a case, authority given to take some action, principal amount. Answer is party to a case, whether it is a defendant or plaintiff. What does the term caveat emptor stand for? A legal doctrine meaning let the manufacturer be aware of what he is manufacturing. A legal doctrine literally meaning let the authority beware of what it is authorizing. A legal doctrine literally meaning let the buyer be aware of what he is buying. A legal doctrine literally meaning let the seller be aware of what he is selling. Answer is option C. Let the buyer beware. See, as a consumer, when you buy something, you are spending your money to buy something. So you should be aware about what kind of product you will get or what kind of service you will get. So for that, okay, you have to see to it what kind of like demo lectures you can see. Like if I'm buying a new phone, I can see a dummy piece, how is the camera working, how is the other features of the phone working. So before I spend my money, it's my right as a consumer to be aware about whether I'm spending my money in the right direction or not. Declaring something to be true under the penalty of perjury by a person who will not take an oath for religious or other reasons is known as declaration. Next, what does the acronym CRISIL stand for? Credit Rating Information Services of India Limited. Again, this is relating to foreign words. I thought chocolate brownies are so easy to make, but when I tried to make it, it was a debacle. Debacle means total failure, did not succeed. Business letter must possess the quality of coherence, incompleteness, fluffiness, jargons. Coherence means proper sequence, chronology. Which of these is a main element of non-verbal messages. The volume of the speaker, name of the speaker, body language of the listener, age of the speaker, body language of the listener. Which of the following is not the tip for choosing the right words? Simplicity, use familiar words, choose short words, use gender oriented words. We should use gender neutral words. What will be the correct order of the following steps of communication? Yes, develop an idea, encode, transmit, receive. Physical barriers to communication are time and distance, interruption of words, denotations, connotations. Answer is option A, time and distance. Our purpose in a dash presentation is to convince your listeners to accept your proposal. Persuasive presentation. So when you have to convince your receiver, okay, you are trying to persuade them. Choose the explanation that catches the spirit of the idiom, a fair weather friend. A friend who deserts us in difficulties, okay, a person who just leaves you in your difficult situation. For effective communication, which of these commandments should one not follow? Objective of communication, inadequate medium, clarity, adequate medium. Answer is inadequate medium. The clarity in communication could be achieved by which of the following techniques? Choose words that are short, familiar, conversational. Construct effective sentences and paragraphs. Achieve appropriate readability. All of the above. Answer is all of the above. Choose the misspelt word. Okay, answer is option D. See here also, if you see spelling errors questions come, 3 spellings are right. Here 1 spelling is not right. Addiction is double D. How their task long been doing have they? Choose the correct sentence. Okay, we have to set the sentence in proper sequence. How they have been long doing. How long have they doing the task? How long have they been doing their task? How long the task have been doing they the task? Answer is option C. How long have they been doing their task? The main reason for writing business letters does not include serving as a record, leaving a lasting impression on the minds of the receiver, ensuring revenue generation, aiming to build goodwill. Ensuring revenue generation. Which of these should be avoided in pre-listening analysis? Mental discipline, concentration, prejudices, patience. Prejudices, that is biasness, should be avoided because it's a barrier. Find the synonym of the word fostering. Safeguarding, neglecting, ignoring, nurturing. Answer is nurturing. This is a repeated question. Downward communication and upward communication are vertical, horizontal, diagonal, none of the above. Answer is vertical. What step in the communication process allows you to evaluate your message's effectiveness? Selection of the communication medium, feedback sent by the receiver, decoding of the message, encoding of the message. Answer is feedback. If the right feedback is given, we know that the receiver has understood the information. Communication between HR manager and salesman is an example of horizontal, lateral, diagonal, vertical. Answer is vertical. Okay, so these are some of the fill in the blanks, okay, covering the topics. Okay, now see, there is nothing to be discussed as such with respect to grammar theory, because they will not ask you like questions relating to the grammar rules, okay, And chapter 2, there are topics like idioms, foreign words, and proverbs. Please do that. The list is very long. Okay, that is not to be done in the revision session. We have done that in the regular batches. That is the topic of idioms, the topic of foreign words, and the topic of proverbs. Now, anything with respect to common business terminologies, if you want to ask, please let me know in the chat box. Any term which you want, please you can just put it in the chat box. Okay, I will wait for 5 minutes to check the comments with respect to any kind of definitions which you want me to discuss. Okay, I will see to it in the chat box. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting some options here. Zero coupon bonds. Now, zero coupon bonds means what? See, coupon rate is the percentage of interest. Okay, so when a bond pays 0% interest, such bond is called as zero coupon bond. So coupon rate is the interest rate. So when a bond which pays 0% interest, it is zero coupon bond. Next is moratorium. Now what is moratorium? When the government, okay, freezes the interest payment on the loans for temporary basis. Okay, such temporary freezing period, okay, on the loan is called as moratorium. So that temporary freezing period can be for 2 months also, 5 months also, 6 months also. And why this freezing period is given is because of any kind of national emergency, because of any kind of natural calamity that happens, or any kind of financial crisis that happens, and the borrower is not in the position to pay the loan. So moratorium, like for example, like COVID. Okay, COVID was a national crisis. So government declared 3 months of moratorium wherein none of the borrowers had to pay interest for that 3 months period. Next is tender. Tender is like an invitation, is like a contract to construct any infrastructure projects. Okay, like if suppose I want to construct a flyover, I want to construct a highway, I want to construct a airport. For that I will invite tenders, and you will ask the contractors, okay, to get those tenders done, and whoever bids the lowest will get the tender. Usury. Usury means when the lender, okay, charges very high rate of interest, exorbitant rate of interest, it is called as usury. Okay, like suppose for example, I give you loan, okay, that means I am the lender, you are the borrower, and I charge 40% interest. That is a very high rate of interest, exorbitant rate of interest I'm charging. So this is not legal. I am, it's not a legal activity to do. So this is called as usury. Okay. I think these were the words which I saw in the comment section. Okay, fine. So I'll end the revision class for you today. Okay, comprehension is very easy. Any which ways in the exam, unknown passage will come. It's about your time management, how you will attempt in the exam. Okay, like don't waste time in comprehension. Solve it as soon as possible. Subjudice. Okay, when we discussed MCQs right now, I told you what is subjudice. Subjudice means when the decision is pending in the court, okay, when the judgment is yet not given by the judge, such cases are called as subjudice. Okay, so I'll end the live session here. I wish you all the very best for your exams. Okay, I hope you all clear with good marks and you really score very well in your ET and you come in your executive level. Okay, so all the very best. I hope this revision sessions would have been useful to you, would have been helpful to you. Okay, thank you.